38 Techniques for Winning an Argument by Schopenhauer. Have you ever been in a debate where you were logically wrong but still needed to defeat your opponent? The 38 techniques summarized by 19th century German philosopher Schopenhauer offer the answer. But be careful. These techniques may be regarded as nothing more than sophisticated sophistry in modern society. The real reason we learn these methods is to recognize and properly respond when our opponent uses them in debate. 1. Exaggerated interpretation. Overstate your opponent's argument beyond its natural boundaries to attack it, while narrowing your own argument as much as possible. 2. Use of homonyms. Confuse your opponent by using words that sound the same but have different meanings. 3. Absolutizing and generalizing. Interpret a relative or specific statement as an absolute or general one to attack it. For example, responding, "I read every day," to "People seem to read less these days." 4. Concealing the conclusion. Use a syllogism to derive your conclusion from a distance so your opponent cannot anticipate it. 5. Use of false premises. Intentionally use false premises or conditionals to prove your proposition. 6. Hidden circular reasoning. Subtly use circular reasoning by assuming unproven statements as facts to prove other points. 7. Aggressive questioning. Ask questions to verify your own credibility or find points to attack based on your opponent's answers. 8. Provoking the opponent. Deliberately provoke irritation or anger to induce logical or emotional mistakes. 9. Random questions. Ask questions chaotically rather than systematically to confuse your opponent. 10. Reverse thinking. Ask questions that suggest you want the opposite of what you actually desire, misleading the opponent. 11. Generalizing partial agreement. Assume full agreement from partial agreement with certain examples. 12. Favorable analogies. Quickly choose analogies or labels that support your argument. 13. Presenting polar choices. Emphasize and distort opposing positions to push acceptance of your argument. 14. Brazen attitude. Act confidently and present your proposition as if proven, even when it is not. 15. Smokescreen. When your proposition is contradictory or unprovable, throw out absurd claims to buy time while your opponent counters them. 16. Ad hominem. Attack inconsistencies in your opponent's statements, or their affiliation, beliefs, or contradictory actions. 17. Subtle difference attack. When cornered by refutation, pick on subtle differences to counterattack. 18. Shifting the topic. When losing, divert the discussion toward other propositions. 19. Attacking generalization. If no objectionable points exist, expand the issue into a universal claim and attack that instead. 20. Rushed conclusion. Extract the opponent's premises and draw a hasty conclusion based on them. 21. Counter sophistry with sophistry. When faced with sophistry, counter with similar fallacies or ad hominem attacks instead of truth. 22. Claiming circular reasoning. Reject demands for acknowledgement by claiming the opponent's reasoning is circular. 23. Inducing exaggeration then attacking. Provoke exaggeration through rebuttals and quarrels, then refute the exaggeration to discredit the original point. 24. Force conclusions. Distort and misinterpret arguments to make them appear incorrect. 25. Finding a counterexample. Since induction requires many cases, refuting one non-matching case is enough to disprove it. 26. Reversing the argument. Use the opponent's logic against them. 27. Attack where anger emerges. If your opponent becomes angry at a certain point, keep pressing there as it signals a weak spot. 28. Persuading the audience. If logic fails, appeal to the unprepared audience with an unsubstantiated proposal. 29. Distraction. Redirect the attention of your opponent or audience to avoid unfavorable situations. 30. Appeal to authority. Use your own authority based on your opponent's perceived knowledge level instead of offering multiple arguments. 31. Feigned incomprehension. Pretend you don't understand by using ironic statements like, "I must be dumb because I don't understand what you're saying." 32. Framing as hate speech. Categorize the opponent's argument as hateful to dismiss or cast suspicion on it. 33. Separating theory and reality. Acknowledge the logic, but deny the conclusion by claiming it doesn't apply in reality. 34. Pushing silence. If the opponent is slow to respond, take it as a sign of weakness and push harder. 35. Appeal to motivation or will rather than intellect or reason. If it works, no other method is needed. 36. Verbal flood. Overwhelm the opponent with a torrent of meaningless words to leave them dumbfounded. 37. Attack on weak evidence. Focus only on unfavorable evidence regardless of the issue's actual merit. 38. Personal attacks. If you are losing due to your opponent's superiority, use personal insults or rudeness as a last resort. Again, remember, these techniques are practical tools for victory, not logical tools for truth-seeking. To foster healthy debate culture, avoid using these methods and instead recognize and redirect the conversation when others use them.